Hey everyone, welcome to Reality TV News Update, the place where we bring you the latest updates, fun moments, and behind-the-scenes stories you won't want to miss. For weeks after the Big Brother finale, Vince Panaro stayed quiet. Fans waited for answers. Social media buzzed with rumors. Some said his connection with Morgan Pope was only for the cameras. Others believed it was something real that survived outside the house. Vince watched it all unfold in silence, until now. At last, he has decided to speak, and when he did, his words carried honesty, emotion, and reflection. This was not a polished statement crafted for headlines. This was a man finally ready to tell his side of the story. Vince admitted that life after the Big Brother house felt strange at first. He described it as stepping out of a storm into still air. Inside the house, every moment felt loud and urgent. Outside, everything slowed down, yet the pressure remained. People wanted answers instantly. He said he needed time before he could speak about Morgan in a way that felt real and fair. He did not want to rush into interviews fueled by emotion rather than truth. He explained that his connection with Morgan began unexpectedly. At the start of the season, they were strangers placed into a game built on trust, lies, and shifting alliances. Over time, conversations grew deeper. Late nights turned into shared stories. Strategy gave way to vulnerability. Vince said he was drawn to her strength and her honesty. He admired how she stood her ground even when the house tried to sway her. What began as game talk slowly turned into something more personal. Vince acknowledged that the word showmance followed them everywhere. He said he understood why viewers labeled it that way. After all, romance in the Big Brother house often becomes a storyline. But he insisted that what grew between him and Morgan did not feel like a storyline to him. It felt human. It felt unscripted. It felt complicated in a way real emotions always are. He also addressed the weight of cameras. Vince said it is one thing to fall for someone in private. It is another to do it while the world watches, judges, and comments. He admitted that sometimes he felt fear about how their moments would be edited or interpreted. Every look and every word carried another layer of meaning once it left the house. That pressure sometimes made him pull back when he wanted to lean in. When the season ended, both of their lives changed overnight. Vince said stepping outside felt like stepping into a wave of noise. Messages flooded in. Opinions formed instantly. Interviews were requested before they even had time to breathe. He said the hardest part was trying to continue something real in an environment that suddenly felt unreal. Every interaction became content. Every silence became speculation. Vince revealed that he and Morgan tried to stay connected after the finale. They talked often. They reflected on what they shared. They also faced reality. Long distance, schedules, and sudden fame added obstacles neither of them had truly faced before. He said there were moments when it felt easy and full of hope. There were also moments when it felt heavy and uncertain. Neither of them wanted to force something that did not fit naturally into their new lives. He chose his words carefully when speaking about where they stand now. Vince said there is still care between them. There is still respect. He did not label it with an official title. He said life after Big Brother is not simple. It reshapes priorities and directions in ways that are impossible to predict. He and Morgan both needed space to understand who they were outside the game again. When asked if he regrets anything, Vince paused before answering. He said regret is not the right word. He wishes he had been braver in certain moments. He wishes he had trusted his feelings sooner. But he does not regret forming a bond with Morgan. He said she taught him about patience, honesty, and emotional courage. Those lessons did not disappear just because the cameras turned off. Vince also spoke about how online reactions affected him. He admitted that reading harsh comments was difficult at first. Some people supported him, others criticized his choices, a few judged his intentions without knowing his heart. He said he learned quickly that social media is a powerful echo chamber. It can lift you up and tear you down in the same breath. Over time, he learned to step back and protect his peace. He shared that Morgan handled the attention with remarkable strength. He admired her ability to stay grounded despite the pressure. Even when things felt overwhelming, she remained kind and thoughtful. Vince said that was one of the reasons he cared for her so deeply. She never played into drama for attention. She always stayed true to herself, even when it would have been easier to react. Vince also addressed the rumors that their relationship was only for strategy. He denied that fully. He admitted that the game environment always influences decisions, but he insisted that his feelings were real. He said if it were only strategy, he would have moved on without a second thought once the game ended. Instead, he spent weeks reflecting on what they shared and what it meant to him. As the interview continued, Vince spoke about personal growth. Big Brother changed him in ways he never expected. He learned how he reacts under pressure.
He learned how deeply he feels. He learned that vulnerability is not weakness, it is strength. His connection with Morgan was part of that journey. It pushed him into emotional territory he had once avoided. When asked if he sees a future with Morgan, Vince did not give a fairy tale answer. He gave an honest one. He said the future is unwritten. Right now, both of them are focused on building their careers and finding balance again. He said if their paths align again, he would welcome that with an open heart. If they do not, he will still be grateful for what they shared. Vince ended his statement with a message to the fans. He thanked those who supported him and Morgan with kindness. He asked for compassion from those who disagreed with his choices. He reminded everyone that reality television shows edited moments, not full lives. Behind every scene are real people making real decisions with real feelings at stake. In the end, Vince Panaro did more than break his silence. He opened a window into the emotional aftermath of reality fame. His words revealed a man shaped by love, uncertainty, growth, and reflection. His relationship with Morgan Pope may not follow a simple storyline, but its impact on him is undeniable. It was not just a chapter for television. It was a chapter in his life. And like all real chapters, it did not end with a perfect closing scene. It ended with possibility, memory, and quiet understanding.
For weeks after the Big Brother season ended, Vince Panaro stayed quiet. Fans waited for answers about what really happened between him and Morgan Pope. Speculation spread across social media and interviews. Some believed their connection was real. Others felt it was only part of the game. Through it all, Vince remained silent. Until now. In a calm and thoughtful statement, Vince finally opened up about the relationship that captured so much attention during the season. He explained that leaving the Big Brother house felt like waking up from a long and emotional dream. Inside the house, every emotion felt intense. Outside, the world moved fast and expected instant explanations. Vince said he needed time to process everything before he could speak with honesty. Vince shared that his connection with Morgan was not something he planned. They began as two strangers in a high-pressure game built on strategy and survival. At first, their talks were casual and focused on the game. But over time, those conversations grew more personal. Late nights turned into deep discussions about life, family, and fears. Vince said that was when he realized their bond was becoming something meaningful. He acknowledged that many fans labeled their connection a showmance. Vince said he understands why people see it that way. Romance inside a reality show is always viewed through the lens of skepticism. But to him, it never felt like something created for the cameras. It felt real in the moments they shared. It felt natural rather than forced. Vince admitted that the presence of cameras made everything more complicated. Every word and every look could be interpreted in different ways. He said there were times when he held back from expressing how he truly felt because he worried about how it would look to the outside world. Living with that constant awareness created pressure that few people ever experience. When the season ended, Vince and Morgan stepped back into real life with little time to breathe. The attention was overwhelming. Messages poured in from fans, critics, and media. Vince said it was difficult to adjust from being watched constantly to trying to live a normal life again. He also had to learn how to navigate his connection with Morgan without the structure of the game around them. Vince revealed that after the finale, he and Morgan stayed in touch. They talked about their experience and what their relationship meant to each other. He said their conversations were honest and emotional. They both cared deeply, but also understood that real life brings challenges that a game does not prepare you for. Schedules, distance, and new opportunities complicated things quickly. When asked about their current status, Vince chose his words carefully. He said they still respect each other deeply. There is care and understanding between them. However, he did not place a clear label on their relationship. He explained that both of them needed time to rediscover who they were outside of the Big Brother environment. The intense nature of the show changed them in ways they're still learning to understand. Vince also addressed the rumors that his feelings were not genuine. He firmly denied that claim. He acknowledged that strategy always exists in Big Brother, but he insisted his emotions for Morgan were real. He said if it had only been about the game, then his feelings would have ended when the final episode aired. Instead, he spent weeks reflecting on everything they shared together. He admitted that some moments were confusing, even for him. Inside the house, emotions are amplified by isolation and pressure. Vince said it is easy to fall deeply in that environment. Outside the house, those emotions face reality. That transition was not easy for either of them. The reaction from fans was another challenge Vince had to navigate. Some supported him and Morgan fully. Others criticized him harshly. Vince admitted that negative comments affected him at first. Reading judgments from people who did not truly know him was painful. Over time, he learned to limit how much he engaged with that negativity. Protecting his mental health became a priority. Vince spoke warmly about Morgan during his statement. He praised her strength and resilience. He said she handled the spotlight with grace, even when it felt overwhelming. He admired her honesty and her ability to stay grounded. Those qualities were what first drew him to her inside the house, and they remained important to him after the show. He also reflected on how the experience changed him as a person. Big Brother tested his patience, his loyalty, and his emotional limits. The relationship with Morgan pushed him to be more open than he had ever been before. He learned that vulnerability is not a weakness. Instead, it is a sign of courage and growth. When asked if he sees a future with Morgan, Vince was honest and realistic. He said he does not believe in making promises based on uncertainty. Both of them are focused on building their lives and careers right now. If their paths align again, he would be open to exploring that. If they do not, he will always be grateful for what they shared. Vince emphasized that fans only see a small portion of what truly happens inside the Big Brother house. Editing condenses weeks of experiences into short episodes. Emotions are real, but the full story is rarely seen. He asked viewers to remember that real people live behind the screen and that their choices are not always simple. He ended his message with gratitude. He thanks the fans who supported him with kindness and understanding. He thanked those who offered Morgan respect even when rumors were spreading. He asked everyone to approach reality television with more empathy. Behind every dramatic moment is a human being trying to navigate complicated emotions. In the end, Vince Panaro did more than just break his silence. He revealed the emotional truth behind a relationship that many people watched from afar. His connection with Morgan Pope was not a perfect fairy tale. It was real and complex and shaped by unusual circumstances. It brought him growth, pain, reflection, and gratitude. Whether their story continues together or apart, Vince made it clear that Morgan will always remain an important chapter in his life. And for fans who followed their journey from the start, his words offered the clarity they had been waiting for.